Shanny Fannies, welcome to Educating Shanny. I'm Shanny and I survived an eating disorder. Hi Shanny, hi. Welcome back to my channel, welcome if you're new. And welcome back from my little break that I took. Thank you so much for letting me take a little break. Not that I need your permission, but I kind of feel like I do because I don't feel like this channel is just mine. I feel like it's your channel too. All of my viewers are what helped me build it. Like I feel like this is your channel as much as it is mine. We're all in this together. I kind of wanted to give you a quick little update video and let you know how I'm doing mentally and physically, and then also kind of tell you what's going to be going on my channel. So it's just another one of those update videos. So if that interests you, stick around. If not, I don't blame you. So you should go eat some cookies and then come back another day when it's not as boring, because I'm boring. Okay, let's get into this. So the first thing I want to talk about is my mental health, because that's the main reason I took a break. In fact, let's leave that for last. Let me tell you, physically, I'm doing okay. My eating disorder is definitely better. Whenever the last time it was that I told you that I messed up, like a week or a week and a half ago or something like that, was the last time. So that's good. I know I'm back on track and I know I'm doing well with that. I'm having some issues in my lady bits that are, this is so TMI, but it feels like it's coming from, so like, you know how, okay, if you don't want to hear about my vagina or my anus or my pubic area or anything inappropriate, then you probably shouldn't watch this. So for those that want to know, I have this like issue that I had quite a few months ago, and then it just kind of went away, and I was so glad about that. So basically, I have this issue, and this apparently runs in my family, but the side effect, okay, hold on. Let me tell you the issue, then I'll tell you the side effects. So the issue is, there's a couple things, but I have what I'm pretty sure, I'm going to the doctor about it. We need to find a specialist that we're gonna try and find a specialist to go to about this, because I'm pretty sure that I have a prolapsed butthole, anus, like my anus is coming out. And this is something I think has been going on for a long time, but the side effects just come and go. It's so weird. When I go poop, again, TMI, but welcome to my channel. When I go poop, you guys know I have gastroparesis and it makes it really difficult to poo. And over the years, with recovery, it's getting a little bit better. I used to have to do 4 or 5 enemas a day to get it to work, and now I do like maybe 1 or 2 a day. So that's definitely getting a lot better. However, it's really difficult for me to poop. And even with enemas and with the medicine that my doctor gave to me to take to help with digestion, all that stuff, like it helps so much, but I still get really traumatic poop sessions where I'll push, and sometimes I feel like there's more in there and I can't, and it won't come out. So I'll keep pushing and I'll be like, I know there's something there, but it's not coming out. Like I know it's like out of my butthole, it's hanging out of my butthole, but it won't drop. And so finally one day, a few days ago, well, a couple weeks ago maybe, I decided to film my butthole to see what it looked like. Why do you watch me? Like, why? Why are you here? Why do you watch me? What is wrong with you? Why would you choose to watch the most disgusting, inappropriate TMI person on the internet? Anyway, so I decided to film my butthole, and it looks, in fact, like part of my anus is coming out when I push. And so it's like coming out like that far, and then it'll like suck back in. So, in my family, started with my, I believe, great-great-grandmother, and then my great-grandma, and then my grandma, and then my mom, and then both of my sisters had their uteruses fall out of their vagina. So that started happening to me a while ago, but because, again, TMI, this is so, oh my gosh, this is so, I can't believe I'm like explaining. Okay, but like that I know is already happening. I felt it for a while. However, I've never had children, which means I've never been stretched enough down there that it could just fall out, like with my mom and my sisters. They all had billions of kids. And so I haven't done that. And I think that's the only reason it's not coming all the way out, is because I'm so tight, you know, and I've never birthed a baby. I've never been stretched. I've never had anything like that. So, but But I was talking to my sister about it and telling her about this, and she's like, that's what I had, the butthole thing. And she's like, that's what I had. And I'm like, I thought your uterus fell out. She's like, that too. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Apparently, she had the same thing, and there was like a hole in the wall between the vagina and the anus. There was a hole, and she had to have like emergency surgery. She almost died. This is what she told me. I don't remember this at all. And I was like, holy crap, that scares the shiz out of me. So we're trying to find a specialist because we need to figure this out. I don't think that I have what she had. I feel like that would have killed me by now. I would feel like, wouldn't that leak stuff into your vagina and you would go septic and die? I don't know. Maybe that's why it was an emergency with her. I don't know what it is, but we need to find I do have a specialist in mind that I used to go to, and so I'm gonna call him up and let him look at my butthole. So there's that. Now, side effects. What it feels like is my pelvic bone. So like if you're a woman and you go to your vagina and kind of like hold it open like that, you know the bone you can feel in there? Is that the pelvic bone? Whatever that bone, there's a bone in there in between the things, okay? And that bone feels like it's being stabbed with 1,000 knives and swords, or like someone is shooting it with a pellet gun or something. Like, it's really painful. The problem is it's in the bone and it's shooting pain all over my hips, my lower back, my legs, my vagina, of course, my pelvic area, of course, everything. And it's really painful. Like, it's really, really painful. So that's something we're gonna kind of move to top priority now. We were gonna say that the endometriosis surgery is top priority, even though we still can't get it yet, but that was gonna be the first thing we were gonna do. And now I don't know, I just have a feeling that this needs to be dealt with first. So we're gonna be doing that. So hopefully everything will be fine. Just pray for me, and if you don't pray, send good thoughts, and just pray or send a good thought that my butthole can heal. What is my life? What is my life? I'm a grown-ass 36-year-old woman talking to my iPad, telling thousands of people about my pubic area and my vagina problems and my butthole. Like, who am I? What am I doing? Why am I like this? Okay, moving on. Okay, so, and I'm still dealing with all of my other health issues, but it's just kind of stuff that I'm used to dealing with, but this is like the newest development that I'm pretty sure is happening. And so I know all you out there that think I'm a hypochondriac or whatever, like, you're gonna have a field day with this, but I'm telling you it's the truth. And it's excruciatingly painful, and it's really embarrassing, and it's really awful. So you can make fun of me if you want, but like, it's not like I'm faking this. Like, this is a real thing. And these things that I go through are real things, and it really hurts when people say that it's not real or that I'm a hypochondriac. Like, it's really painful because I already have to deal with like looking like I'm fine, and having, just because I look fine and I put makeup on and I smile a lot and all the things, that doesn't mean that I'm not hurting. Like, I just don't want to burden other people with it. And so I try and hide it to people, except Danny. He sees the real me all the time, but mostly to other people, even like my family, I hide it just because I'm really embarrassed about it. So anyway, moving on from that, because we've had enough of that. Mental health. Okay, so this is the reason I took the break. Things started getting really sensitive for me, I guess, on the internet. I think it was a combination of comments, not just on my video, but like other videos that were made about me, where everyone in the comments agreed with the video that was made about me, which really threw me off. And I was like, oh my gosh, does everyone think this of me? Like, does everyone think what this person made a video about me about? Like, they must, because everyone, literally every single person in the comments agreed. Some of them called me names in the comments, some of them were really mean to me in the comments. So it was kind of a mixture. It started with that, but then I also stupidly, again, went off my meds, which I explained when it happened in a video, so if you want to go look at that. But when I go off my meds, this time it was the worst I've ever had. It was the worst, it was the worst withdrawal from my depression medicine that I've ever had before. Like, I got this close to, yeah, it was bad. And then, so it sent me into a spiral, and I think it was a mixture of the comments and videos, the being off of my depression meds, and then also the personal situation that I've been dealing with that's kind of private and has to do with like my other half. Just been going through some stuff and trying to figure that out. So I just completely lost it. I lost my mind. I just needed to take a break. So I really appreciate you guys letting me take a break. I was starting to really hate myself because people were getting really sensitive about every single little thing that I said. And I started to wonder if, should I even be doing YouTube, because of like everybody's being so triggered by me, and that's never my intent, but clearly I keep doing it. What am I doing wrong? Why do I keep doing this? What's wrong with me? I need to fix me. But it's like, I've been talking to my husband a lot about this because I've been trying to figure out how, it's a very tricky situation. My situation is tricky, okay? Because I am making videos about something that I struggle with myself, trying to help other people and also trying to help myself. And as we've all seen, sometimes those collide and people get really mad at me and call me a hypocrite and things like that. If you're triggered by me, if you're pissed at me, if you think that I'm just some hypocrite that's out there to call out people but not call out myself, or that I have no right to call somebody out just because I'm struggling too, like, really think about that for a minute. Why is it a thing? Why do people think that just because you're struggling yourself, why does that mean that you're unable to help other people? You can still help other people. If a doctor had a cold, would that mean that he's not allowed to treat a patient with a cold? Like, no. Like, and then I tell my friends all the time and they tell me the same thing. Like, I remind people over and over and over that I appreciate that even when my friends, my commenter, my followers, everybody sends me love and support and help, and I know that some of them are suicidal, some of them are deep in their eating disorder, but they're still coming to me and being like, Shani, do the right thing, and I believe in you, and like encouraging me and calling me out on my shit, which is necessary. And I don't look at them as hypocrites. I am proud of them because I know better than anyone, I think, that I know in real life anyway. I know what it's like to want to help other people, even though you're going through it yourself, whether or not I am deep in it or not deep in it, which I have not been deep in it for a year and a half, and then just a few slip-ups here and there. Like, I'm not even in the same place at all that I was. And so I just have been doing a lot of thinking and talking with Danny, and he said something to me the other day. He said, I don't understand why it's a bad thing that you're making videos saying that you're concerned about people, or that you are making videos about dangerous things being on the internet. Because here's the thing, if I slip up, I own up to it, and then all the other videos besides if I slip up, which doesn't happen often at all my other videos are helpful, educational, or at least I try to be, or just sharing other people's stories, because that helps all of us talk about it more. And these things need to be talked about more. Like, and this is just part of it. It's gonna get uncomfortable. It's not fun to talk about these things, but I'm so sick of being silenced. Like, why can't we just have open discussions about things that are affecting so many people in the world? Like, why is it so shame that it's like we want to talk about the effect that it's having on people and their mental health and their physical health and everything? And that's the thing, like, people talk about drug addiction a lot, people talk about alcoholism a lot, people talk about sex and rape and molestation and all kinds of things, but eating disorders, it's like there's this underlying rule in people's mind that, like, you are not allowed to call someone out if you have an eating disorder, or you're not allowed to try, you're not qualified to try and help someone with an eating disorder. Yes, I am, because I'm a human being and I know I can't change them, but I can help by saying, I love you, you've got this, I believe in you, encouraging you. And in the meantime, if I see something that is dangerous and I know it's and I have a ton of examples of why it's dangerous to my particular audience, then I'm gonna say something. This channel is about me showing the hard stuff and trying to make it more comfortable, more open to talk about. Because the more we talk about it, the less our eating disorders are gonna thrive. Eating disorders thrive off of secrecy and loneliness. I say that all the time because I mean it, it's true. And so we need to bring it out of the dark. We need to be talking about it so that so it won't be as appealing, you know? It's kind of appealing because it's so shamed in the world. But I also wanna say, because I have been having a really hard time with the Eugenia situation, because I felt like I was doing a lot better personally when I was covering Eugenia and covering other people's videos and talking about her and reacting to her videos. I was doing better personally in my eating disorder, and I think it's because I could see like how severe it could get, and me saying words out loud. That's one of the reasons I started this channel, is so that when I say things out loud and educate people on eating disorders, I'm hearing it myself as well. And then going back and editing, I'm hearing myself, and I always learn from it, always. Like, this is, over the last 6 years, this has helped me to grow. So I've been having a really conflicting, hard time, and because I felt it was helping me, and I felt it was helping a lot of her audience. Was it helping her? No. Very bad idea. That's not gonna help her. That's not what she needs. And Eugenia, if you're watching, actually, I truly apologize for if anybody from my world was mean to you, or if you think I was mean to you. I wasn't trying to be mean. I actually adore you, and it was your eating disorder that I was pissed off with and still am. And it was that mixed with so many messages I get from these young kids telling me that they're trying to starve themselves to look like you. I can't just not say anything. I have to get on and say, this is not okay because you're not doing that. And I have like an idea that I think could help the whole situation. It would help people to maybe not attack you or be mean to you from what your point of view is that it's like attacking and mean. But like, I do have an idea, and I've messaged you on Instagram. So if you want to look at Instagram for me, I promise I'm not trying to bait you. I'm not one of those people that are like trying to get you to respond so that I can show all of your messages and do that. Like, I'm not going to do that. I don't disrespect people like that. I would keep it private between the two of us, but I just have some ideas that if you're interested, I would love to tell you. And I also apologized a little bit more in detail about some specific things that I felt really bad about. And so that's on Instagram, Eugenia. So if you are watching this, and if any of you watch her on Twitch or anything, please go and tell her to check her message on Instagram. I didn't mean to shame Eugenia. I meant to shame her eating disorder, but obviously her eating disorder is in her body, and obviously it gets very confusing who you're talking to and what you're talking to. But I swear to you, in my mind, I wasn't talking to Eugenia. I was talking to her eating disorder that is killing her. I know that there are other people on the internet that have eating disorders, and I know that there's like Amberlyn Reed and people like that who are severely overweight, whereas Eugenia is severely underweight. And I'm actually doing a video about this coming week, so stay tuned. I'm doing a video about skinny shaming versus fat shaming. But for now, you know, I went with Eugenia first out of everyone on the internet that I think has an eating disorder, that I know does. Let's be real. I went for her first because she's the most popular YouTuber with an eating disorder, and so she has the biggest audience. So like, I'm trying to reach her and her audience, you know what I mean? So from here on out, I don't know if I'll talk about, I don't know. I'm just gonna take it day by day. If I feel like it, I will. But I'm certainly not gonna just do it just to do it. Like, if I feel a reason to make a video on her, I will, and that's all. So that's kind of what Danny and I kind of decided together, and I'm really glad we had that talk because I just was feeling so torn. It helped. I can't tell you how much it helped me. I know there are people that are going to be in the comments being like, she is obsessed with Eugenia Cooney. And to them, I will say, she's such a great example of what can happen. Why wouldn't I want to talk about her? Why wouldn't I want to point out when she body checks and point out her other different like behaviors that I recognize because I have an eating disorder? Like, I feel like I should be allowed to talk about this. And I mean, she gets talked about by people in way worse ways than I do. People tell her to kill herself. And if you go read her comments of her videos, people are really mean. I'm not being mean. I'm just being concerned. I'm concerned for her, but obviously I can't help her directly. But and so now I'm trying to focus on just everyone on the internet that could be struggling, like audiences that could be struggling. And obviously she has a huge audience. So, but if you guys would like me to cover other people on YouTube, or you want me to react to a different YouTuber with an eating disorder or an eating disorder story or something, I would be happy to do so, just so that we can keep the conversations going. And I'm going to be very mindful to make sure that I'm just making sure that nothing mean is said, and if it is, I'll cut it out and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I think that I do a lot better when I can physically see and react to somebody going through something that is so much severe than what I have, and that scares the shit out of me and makes me want to be better. I love you guys a lot, and you will see a couple, maybe 2 or 3 more videos from me this week, possibly a live stream on the weekend, we'll see. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow for another video, and hang in there and everything will be okay. And remember forever and always that you're beautiful, you are worth it, and I am too. Thank you for watching. Bye.